How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, I just want to make a quick video about some of the boxing stuff that I'm hearing about in the news. By the looks of the rankings of the WBA, Manuel Charles been totally taken out the rankings in the heavyweight division. Um, Even though he passed the B sample, they're moving on with officially they have not stripped him of the belt, but they're moving on with making a fight for the vacant belt against Gerald Miller, and if he wins against Thomas Adamek and Fres Oquendo. Fres Oquendo is still in the mix. He was saying in the article that he wants that belt to be given to him, even though he hasn't fought nobody. I don't think that's gonna happen. Uh, Manuel Charles still saying in the headlines that that was a dubious test that he tested positive for, and he's submitting the B samples. I hope they reinstate him as a heavyweight champion and he moves on with his fight and then start fighting the contenders. Um, as it looks right now, all the hype with Deontey Wilder and Tyson Fury is going on. The press conference and all that. They're making look Tyson Fury like he's a dangerous opponent, but at the end of the day, when Deontay Wilder starts teeing off for that power, he's gonna put him away very quickly. The thing is, they want to cash in on this fight. They want to be able to give Deontay Wilder a good payday before he fights somebody like Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua already beat Povetkin and knocked him out in a pretty good fashion. Um, I'm not sure who they're gonna use for a next opponent. Dillian White tried to make the fight with Luis Ortiz and he pressed himself out. Dillian White, to me, he should fight Fresco Kendo. If I was him, I'll try to get that fight made with Fresco Kendo and or Trevor Bryan. I don't see why Trevor Bryan is not being considered for that belt. He has the interim belt. He's the highest ranked WBA fighter at this time, and he's not making any moves to fight for that belt. He's holding on to his interim belt, and I guess he wants to be matched with Anthony Joshua if it's possible. So yeah, the heavyweight division has a little confusion right now with this WBA regular belt hanging out and hanging out in the mist. Um, I just hope they reinstate for Manuel Char and he gets to defend that belt against Fresco Kendo, get Fresco Kendo out of the way. I don't think Fresco Kendo is going to bring anything on the table for any of these fighters to win. He has a pretty good resume of about 45. I don't think he has the world class stamina to deal with that. Once these guys start unleashing their punches and setting their pace, I don't think he has a chance to win. I think he's just waiting for a good payday, or that's what I think he's waiting for. Um, there's been talk about Floyd Mayweather fighting Adrian Broner. They say Floyd Mayweather has no legs right now. I don't see why Floyd wants to get him back into boxing. Maybe it's because that Taiwanese guy is 51 and 0. But or maybe it's because he has money problems. I heard he has a couple of money problems in gambling and taxes. But he should do other things like promoting fights and so forth in a better way instead of going back in the ring and risking his all. They say he doesn't have the legs, he doesn't have the power. To fight a small little Adrian Broner that's 5'4". If Adrian Broner gets him on the inside, starts unleashing to his body. At the end of the day, Adrian Broner is still an active fighter. Um, he doesn't throw too many punches, but with a stationary opponent that doesn't have too much movement and can't take the punches that he unleashes, you never know. Adrian Broner might win. And then I don't know if they're gonna match him with Manny Pacquiao for a second WBA belt. So as it stands right now, there's not too much going on with boxing right now. They say that Triple G is gonna be matched with Jamal Charlo for the vacant WBC middleweight belt. I don't think Saul Canelo Alvarez is gonna keep that belt. I guess he don't want to pay the sanctioning fees to them or something. And the belt's gonna be put vacant. Um, So Canelo Alvarez is holding on to the WBA, and I guess the WBA is much easier to maintain and to defend. He also had problems with the WBC before, um, so I guess they didn't please him correctly or something, and he decided to vacate the belt. I think what it is, he don't want to fight Gamel Charlo. Gamel Charlo right now is the number one contender. He has some kind of belt with them, and the problem with Gamel Charlo is he doesn't create enough revenue for a fight to create a good payday. Um, so I guess he's gonna let one of those two fighters fight for the belt, um, vacant belt, and then see if the winner he'll fight the winner. Make the winner of that fight more valuable. People was trying to see if a third fight rubber match was made with Triple G and Canelo, but it didn't finalize. I guess they want to see if Triple G is still credible in middleweight division. To me, I think he won both of those fights, and there was he lost because of popularity of Canelo. Triple G won the first fight, and to me, he won the second fight. But people saying a whole bunch of opinions, but at the end of the day, Triple G won them both. What Triple G is gonna do is fight this guy, Gamal Charlo, which is being hyped by many people. Many people saying that he's a great fighter and so forth. He only beat Sebastian Heiden and beat Hugo Centeno in the middleweight division. He took Hugo Centeno's belt and his rankings, and he's been holding on to them like a pit bull at that division. Um, I think that's gonna be a bad move for Triple G. He's too green for Triple G at this time. People are thinking that because Triple G won 24 rounds with Canelo and lost by the judges on the last fight, and then the first fight he got a draw, that he's not a game fighter. I think Triple G is gonna show many things to Gamal, that that this is real boxing, it's professional boxing. It's not no hype game. This is not the WWF. This is real boxing. He's fighting a real live seasoned opponent. I hope Triple G wins this fight in spectacular fashion. Knocks him out somewhat like we did with Avanes Panavosion, and gets the third rubber match with Canelo. And I guess in my opinion, I would like to see him win that fight. Uh, if Triple G wins this fight with Canelo, but if he wins this fight with Canelo, after that he don't have nothing else to prove. I think to me he should just retire after that fight, and let these other young dogs fight, and young champions fight, and create their own legacy, and he just move on. Canelo's still kind of young. I think Canelo could recover from that loss to Triple G, and take over the middleweight division. But he's gonna have to fight better opponents. Um, Danny Jacobs is fighting Devinchenko right now for the vacant IBF belt. Danny Jacobs is very big. He does get hit a lot, but at the end of the day, he has a good chin. He takes the hits and keeps on and wins. He has a good promoter behind him now, and he has a great management team, which is Al Heyman. Um, I think he's gonna be a dangerous fighter in that division still. And then the problem with Billy Joe Saunders, I don't know if he's gonna be stripped or not for the WBL belt. Demetrius Andrade is a 154 pounder. He was knocked down when he fought Coque. Coque dropped him. So even though he beat him at 154, he's been dropped. I don't know how he mixes up. He's a southpaw. He mixes up with the other middleweights, but to me, he's the weakest link out of all of them. I don't think he could handle Gamal Charlo. I don't think he could handle Devinchenko. I don't think he could handle Danny Jacobs. He'd be lucky if he beat Billy Joe Saunders. So I hope this fight he has made with Billy Joe Saunders and him. Billy Joe Saunders gets him out of the way, gives him that L, makes himself more credible in the division, and then signs a fight with the other fighters, maybe a unification with Danny Jacobs or the Devinchenko winner, and they could solidify this middleweight division and have a one champion. Um, Canelo is gonna look for the biggest money making fight in this division. I know he's not gonna move on to 160. He's much too small. I think he's much too small for this division. Maybe he could be able to bring Jamie Munguia, after Jamie Munguia keeps winning, bring him up to 160 and fight. That's going to be a very good pay-per-view event. If Jamie Munguia keeps on the winning streak, and he's big enough to fight at middleweight, so that could be a good fight. So right now at the present time, in boxing, the middleweight division, the welterweight division is a little hot right now. The heavyweight division is sizzling because the Tyson Fury Deontey Wilder fight. They saying about Usyk, he's gonna fight Tony Bello. I don't know. Tony Bello was like a wild card for me. After he beat this guy David Hayes twice, um, I don't know what to expect from him. I think he might be able to overachieve. Um, this guy Usyk is a great fighter. He has a great amateur career. He's big. He throws a lot of punches, but he doesn't have the punching power, I think, to be able to hurt a guy like Tony Bello. Even though Tony Bello said even after this fight he's gonna retire. Um, I don't know if Usyk will be able to hurt this guy. If Tony Bello manages to Anthony, Tony Bello manages to hurt this guy, that could be a great fight. That's gonna be a springboard for him. He's gonna be the undisputed cruiserweight champ. But if Usyk's gonna have to um, be very careful. I know he got good wins against Gassiev and all that, but this guy, he sometimes he tends to be a little explosive in there with his punching. He's very cagey. So what he got to do is be on his P's and Q's. And if he defeats him, then try to get a Joshua fight next. Joshua's looking for more opponents. I don't think the Wilder fight's gonna happen anytime soon. Um, that would be a good fight. Usyk against Anthony Joshua. And if he manages to beat Anthony Joshua, or even look competitive in the fight, then his stock goes even higher. I see. I was looking at the ratings of the cruiserweight. This guy's still there. He's ranked number 3. Chris, the Polish Krzysztof Woloski is still there. He has his one loss on his resume. He's still there in the division. So you never know. He might spring up. He's a southpaw. He's a Polish southpaw. At the end of the day, this guy could come up. Lebedev, I don't see him anywhere in the WBA rankings, but Lebedev is still fighting. Bebu Shumanov is still fighting in the cruiserweight division also. All these guys are big, strong dudes. They could bulk up. They could easily put on 10 pounds of muscle and go to the heavyweight division. I think the heavyweight division right now needs a little push, push of more talent. These guys like Baby Miller, this all the talk now. He wants to fight somebody else. Um, Also, Joe Joyce, they should press the gas pedal on him and move him a little faster. I see he's trying to make a fight with Gerald Washington, a guy that was knocked out by Gerald Miller. He should be able to find better opponents than that. Also see the guy from Philly, Joey Jaweko. He's gonna be fighting a guy from Russia. I guess he wants to still move up in the heavyweight division. He lost to Brian Jennings. That was his last loss by 10 in a 10-round fight. So if he manages to beat this Russian, he goes back and up in the ratings, and maybe he could get a better fight and move up the rankings. What he needs, Joey Dweko, to me, is conditioning. He's pretty good, even though he's real small. If he gets more conditioning and he bulks up more, a little more muscle, and if he wants to stay in the heavyweight division, he could still be competitive. But for me, I think he should move down to cruiserweight. At cruiserweight, he'd be a bigger force in that division. So he needs more conditioning, more stamina to accomplish his goal. He should hire a nutritionist or a trainer, somebody that could get him in that kind of condition, so he could move down to cruiserweight. Because he's a great talent, but that division is too small and he's way out of shape. I just hope he could recover from that and go on to bigger and better things. So yeah, so right now the heavyweight division is real hot. There's a lot of stuff going on there in the heavyweight division. Um, people are dying to be on this undercard with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. I hear Joe Joyce wants to be in the undercard. Gerald Miller wants to be in the undercard. Dillian White wants to be in the undercard. I mean, the undercard of this fight coming up with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury is very high commodity right now. All these fighters want to be in there. Eddie Hearn is becoming more popular day by day. Everybody wants to be in this division. Um, I would like to see this be a successful promotion. Uh, I mean, excuse me, not Eddie Hearn. Frank Warren is becoming more popular with his hyping. Um, I would like to see Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren make a collabo and move on to bigger and better things in the heavyweight division. And because Frank Warren is still, he got pretty good promotional skills, I think they should team up, Eddie Hearn and him, and they can move on to move this dazzling to better things. So Deontay Wilder, he's gonna fight a bigger man that boxes, that allegedly, you know, is a great boxing talent. Um, he fought a guy like Francisco Peña. He didn't put him away. He boxed pretty good. He shows glimpses of his old style, but he never fought a puncher like Deontay Wilder in his resume. What he's gonna do when Deontay Wilder starts smothering him with punches, when he starts catching him with that right hand, can his chin be able to take that hit? Can he sustain that after 3 or 4 or 5 rounds or 4 or 5 hits? Um, in his past, Luis Ortiz was knocked out. He couldn't take the punishment, even though he managed to hurt Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder will survive that round and finish him off in spectacular fashion. He beaten other ex-champions like Sergey Lyokovic, knocked him out two rounds. He got him on the ropes, and that's another thing. And Deontay Wilder is very dangerous when he gets you on the ropes. So Tyson Fury's gonna have to find a way to avoid that. If he's gonna have to fight on the center of the ring, because if he goes on the ropes against Deontay Wilder, he's a wrap. Um, he's very dangerous when he gets you on the ropes. His punching power is immense. So haven't seen Tyson Fury get caught in any of his fights, but that could play a factor. Sweating also from the massive punching power of Deontay Wilder. Um, I mean, he wants to be a world champion so bad that you know, he wants to fight the top tier fighter. I wish him I would have fought somebody like Manuel Chow instead, um, or Fres Oquendo, and he could have let us simmer. But now he's gonna most probably get an L on his resume by knockout um, to Deontay Wilder, and that's gonna be very embarrassing. He's not gonna be able to achieve his greatness like he was before. For him to be able to fight and win, he's gonna have to move. He's gonna have to hug Deontay Wilder when Deontay Wilder gets him on the ropes. That's the only chance, in my opinion, he has of winning this fight. He's gonna have to crowd, use his jab, smother Deontay Wilder, being that he's a taller man, use his weight. When Deontay Wilder gets him on the inside, uses wrap his head, uses arms or something to avoid the punching power. He has to be careful with the uppercut of Deontay Wilder. He has to be careful uh, of anything that Deontay Wilder throws. It creates power. Um, he's gonna have to box and move all through the fight in order to win. I don't think he has the power to hurt Deontay. I don't think he has. I don't. To tell the truth, I think that was a big mistake. They threw him against Godzilla too early. He could have fought somebody like Manuel Char, get a second tier belt with his lineal status, and probably get Joshua later on. But to fight Deontay Wilder, to me, that was a big mistake because I don't see him bringing anything in his resume to win this fight, except his size. Um, the undercard's gonna be good if Joe Joyce fights on it. Joe Joyce against Joe Romero. Joe Romero box. He's pretty durable. I mean, he took a ferocious beating by Baby Miller before he went down, and he also was winning on some cards against Deontay Wilder when they fought. Even though he wasn't a dangerous contender, but he went in there because Deontay Wilder had the surgery, and he won a couple of rounds with Deontay and won a couple of rounds until the end when Deontay Wilder caught him with a combination of punches and finished him. So he has a pretty he has a couple of miles on him. His track work is not that bad. George Joyce is old for a heavyweight. That resume. He had a vast amateur career. He has Abel Sanchez on his corner training him, but he's a mature young heavyweight now. Um, he's gonna have to move fast. He's gonna have to build his career very quickly. He has to put Gerald Washington out of the way very quickly in a better fashion than Baby Miller, so he could springboard in the rankings and possibly get a fight with Anthony Joshua or or even Fresco Kendo, one of those guys for the WNBA regular belt was available, so they could become more even a Trevor Bryan, somebody so he could get some kind of belt that he could become more credible in the heavyweight division very quickly because time is running out for him. So I really like the fighter. They call him the Juggernaut. He's big, strong. Um, he's learning very quickly. Um, he's British. He's from the UK. His mother's Nigerian. His father's is from England. I would like to see this gentleman progress very quickly in the heavyweight division, become a force, attain a world championship also. Um, but they're gonna have to move him very quickly and move him against very highly ranked opponents. So yeah, basically in the heavyweight division, it's getting a lot of attention right now. The middleweight division is getting attention also. Callum Smith got a little attention in the super middleweight division by knocking out George Groves. Everybody was going for George Groves. They say Callum Smith didn't have enough experience to deal with George Groves. George Groves was injured in that fight. In a fight with Chris Eubank, it took him some time. So they went to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia for this fight. They say Conor Smith had a great payday in this fight. He also won the Muhammad Ali Trophy. Um, by winning the Muhammad Ali Trophy. He's the first super middleweight to win that. To me, I think to tell you for the Smith brothers, he's the youngest and probably has the accumulated the best accolades in the out of the brothers. They all been British champions, the four brothers, but to me he has the highest ranking world title out of the brothers. Leon Smith comes second. He's the second world title champion from the family. He was a WBO 154 pound champion. He only has two losses on his resume. Also, Liam Smith. So yeah, Callum Smith was able to knock out George Groves in a spectacular fashion. If I was him and I want to become, I want to keep using that momentum to attain greatness in the division. I was him try to get one of the other champions in the ring, or get this guy um, James DeGale. James DeGale would be right for him also. Get him out of the way, give him an L on his resume, and for the meantime, until we could find one of these other champions to fight. Joey Ustigagi, something like that, the IBF, Jose Ustigagi, something like that. I can't pronounce this. I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name, but that guy would be a great fight with to me with Conor Smith because he likes to mix it up. He likes to use connect with his punches. He's not afraid to mix it up. I would like to see him and Callum Smith fight, and then from there, to me, the hardest opponent for Callum Smith in the super middleweight division will be Gilberto Ramirez because he's long, lanky. He throws a lot of punches. He could box. To me, he's the most dangerous opponent. Um, the other one, David Benavidez, the WBC, he's a little too green. Um, he's a little too green in the division. People like him. He made a he got a lot of people excited when he knocked out Porky Medina in a spectacular fashion. But lately he's been lukewarm in his performances. He hasn't been performing the same. I mean, to me, Gilberto is a more dangerous opponent because he's lanky. He throws a lot of punches. You have to be on the defensive all through the fight. Um, Even if you tag him, he recovers very quickly and throws more punches. He's very tall for that division. Um, that'll be the most dangerous opponent for Callum Smith. If I was Callum Smith, I'll fight James DeGale next, and I'll try to get Ustagagi in there, and try to unify the belts little by little, and make the last fight the WBO champion. If by that 2 or 3 years later, um, maybe he'll slow down and make the fight much easier for him. So yeah, so at the end of the day, I just want to make a quick little video, right, on boxing. I'm happy that Anthony Joshua defeated Povetkin. He fought a good fight. Povetkin was able to throw some fast combos and land some fast shots on him. As you saw, Povetkin was the faster of the fighters. Um, Povetkin didn't look too bad in losing to the unified heavyweight champion. I think he could recover from that. Um, he has a pretty good resume. Only has 2 L's on his resume. Um, I was him. I try to get a Luis Ortiz in the ring, man. Luis Ortiz in the ring with Povetkin and a rebound from this. Knock out a Luis Ortiz. Try to get a Brian Jennings. Try to get guys like that to start knocking out guys again and maybe get another title fight. Maybe if he knocks out a couple of more opponents and Deontey Wilder wins, that would be nice. Povetkin, Wilder, before the unification takes place. Or Povetkin and Fresco or somebody like that, the winner of that belt. Something to make him more credible. Right now, with this loss, Povetkin has to make himself more credible in the heavyweight division. He has to fight a guy or attain a belt, a second belt, a second rated belt, but they call it a regular WBA belt, something like that to make him more credible, so he could get another crack at Anthony Joshua or fight Deontay Wilder. I don't think Tyson Fury is gonna win. But when Tyson Fury gets hit, I don't think nobody's hit Tyson Fury uh, as hard as he's gonna get hit against Deontay Wilder. When Wilder tags him, it's gonna it's gonna be unbelievable because I don't think he's gonna recover from that. It's gonna probably create cuts. You're gonna see a busted up man, bleeding in there and full of regret for fighting Deontay Wilder. I hope the payday he gets is good enough to keep him happy, and he moves on to bigger and better things like entertainment. He's a very entertaining guy. I don't think he should be boxing. He should be making moves or something like that. So yeah, it's not too much here. I was looking at the rankings. Jorge Linares knocked out Abner Cotto. Abner Cotto, the nephew of Miguel Cotto, fought. He got a couple of good second deal belts, like regional belts and PR, and fought Jorge Linares and was put away in 3 rounds. Jorge Linares says he's gonna stay at 140. I don't think he's gonna fight none of these guys at 135 anymore. And guys were mentioning him against fighting somebody at 135. Who was that guy? Devin Haney, or Hernandez. I don't think that fight's gonna take place unless David Haney goes up to 140. David Haney, the guy he should fight, that guy. People mentioning possible next opponent for him. He should fight Argenis Mendez, man. Argenis Mendez will be a good fight for him. Ex-champion at 130 pounds. And he's currently fighting at 135. Got a good one on his resume recently. Could box, could move. He could take Devin Haney to bigger and better things at this time. Devin Haney's looking for ex-world champions to fight. I think Janis Mendes would be a good opponent for him. It'd be a good barometer fight to see at what level he is by this time. So he could fight other fighters like so he could compete against other heavyweights. Other lightweights like in the lightweight division like Mikey Garcia, like Jose Pedraza, the sniper, or even Lomachenko himself. I think David Haney, if David Haney's trained properly, and well cultivated, um, David Haney could be the future of the lightweight division. If David Haney's moved, he's only 19 years old, people. If David Haney's moved properly and trained properly and fights the right, is matched properly against the right opponents, David Haney could be the next, the future of that division. I don't think David Haney's like a showweight Leonard. I don't want to compare him to any other ex greats. David Haney's, to me, is a special fighter. He has a combination of skills from old fighters. I like the way he boxes. I like the way he moves. I like the way he mixes up his punching power with his boxing. I would like to see David Haney fight out Johnny Spence next. After that, put him against a guy like Shavakov, southpaw, small southpaw dude that uses a lot of boxing and power punching too. Um, Put him against opponents that we know he's gonna compete fairly and most probably win, but to develop him great, and there by that time he's ready, I think Mikey Garcia either he left the division or be a little more ripe for him to compete against him. Um, at that time, maybe he'll be unified, or he have a loss to Lomachenko because that fight's gonna take place most probably Lomachenko and Mikey Garcia. At one time, I don't think probably Easter Usyk can stay much longer in that division. He's way too big, so he's not gonna be in the mix. Um, if Lomachenko manages to beat Jose Pedraza, that'd be a good fight for Danny Haney also. Jose Pedraza against Danny Haney. Even though Pedraza could box, he could move, but sometimes he lapses, he gets too emotional. That's what I think caused the loss for him against Gervonta because if he would have boxed, man, yeah, if he would have boxed and moved, it would have been a whole total outlook against Gervonta Davis. But he wanted to be macho and went in there and try to slug it. And, I mean, that's the only fight I ever saw Jose Pedraza try to slug with a guy, and that was the fight with Gervonta Davis, and that caused him his loss. So that was one of the reasons he lost that fight. But when he fought Beltran, he boxed beautifully. To me, that was the best promo of his career. He's proving himself to be a much better fighter than Verdejo at one time. These two guys were being compared left and right. Verdejo against Pedraza. To me, I think he's the best Puerto Rican fighter in the world champion at this time. Jose Pedraza. I think he matured much more than Verdejo. Verdejo stopped improving. He just lost that fight right now where I think it's the last name, his name is Torres, and then Torres fought a draw, or no, split decision win or draw in his next fight. So Verdejo has to go back to school and learn how to box a little better to improve and become more dedicated. I think he was a top iron fighter, but I don't know if he still signed with top iron. So so with top rank Bob Iron. So if Bob Arum could make that fight, if Lomachenko and him fight, and it could be a draw or something like that. By this performance, Pedraza, Lomachenko has been put under the knife for his shoulder or something like that. If Pedraza fights him and wins or goes and fights him to a draw or something like that, Lomachenko has been beaten before. If Pedraza wins, Pedraza will have a big upset win on his resume. Most probably get a rematch against Lomachenko. That means that Lomachenko is showing signs of being on a downslide. I think that started right there with the Jorge Hernandez fight. I don't think he's very enthusiastic to fight Mikey Garcia. So if Pedraza takes the limelight and wins this fight, shows that and wins a rematch or something like that, or they put him with Mikey Garcia, then don't be surprised David Haney will get in the mix. And that's the be the future of the lightweight division. David Haney fighting us one of these seasoned fighters. I know Deontey Davis is having problems. Most probably he went to jail for something he did, some nonsense he did under the ring. But if Deontey Davis gets the discipline and moves up to 135, there's gonna be a lot of fights for him in the 135 division. The reason Gervonta Davis is not fighting the other champions at that division at 130 is that they don't want to fight him. Burchett doesn't want to fight him. Um, Machado, for what particular reason, either he priced himself out or being that he has sparred with him before, doesn't want to fight him, or vice versa. The only one that want to fight Gervonta Davis is Terry Farmer, which to me, I mean, that's a total mismatch. Terry Farmer to me is the most ripest dude to fight. Um, if I was any guy, any contender, will fight Terry Farmer now. Even the guy that fought recently, I forgot the name of the guy. He fought recently against a Mexican dude that lost to Machado, and they were saying he's too green that Devontae Lees will knock him out. But if they put him with Terry Farmer, he probably knock out Terry Farmer. I forgot the name of that guy. He fought a Mexican dude and that fight Machado and that guy right there. Everybody was saying he's too green, but if he fights Terry Farmer could be beaten. Even Francisco Vargas could probably beat him. So Terry Farmer right now is tasting a little bit of the money because he got the IBF belt, but he's not gonna have it to wait too long. And he's not gonna get a good pace because Joanna is getting clean with fun. So yeah, I want to make this little quick video right here, man. If you guys like the videos and I like to talk about boxing and professional boxing, you go like and subscribe to my channel if you choose to. You see me, I'm not asking for no money or nothing like that. I'm just want to talk professional boxing. If you want to donate for my channel, it's up to you. I'm not asking for that. Um, you guys have a great day and hope to see you guys again. You guys take care. Also, if you guys also want to hear more professional boxing, you could like and subscribe to other boxing channels. I mean, mention a couple like Sean Moon Boxing, like you could like and subscribe Corey Lee Boxing. You could listen to the Boxing Voice. You also have Boxing Ego. There's a lot of good boxing shows that if you like to subscribe to and listen to some good constructive professional boxing talk and have a great time. You can also listen to Ringside Reporter that Joe Habib is on that show. And that way you guys to learn more about professional boxing and you guys could call in and express your opinions also. The Boxing Boys has a phone line that you could call and also a Ringside Reporter. You guys have a great day and if you want, you could like and subscribe. You guys take care.